especially if he's franchised. It's over. I don't think, they still have until July to sign him to a long-term deal. And I'm not ruling out the possibility. I'm not saying definitively it won't happen. But if I had to bet my money, if you don't reach a long-term agreement with him sooner than later, Dak Prescott going to tell Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys to kick rocks after next season. I'm moving on. I definitely think that's a possibility.
I think they're getting a long-term deal done, and I think it might be very, very soon, like maybe before the franchise deadline, and I'll tell you why. Yeah. The NFL is divided into two different kinds of teams, period. The haves and the have-nots. And unlike other sports, it's not about big market, small market, anything like that. It's about the teams with quarterbacks and the teams without them, period. KC has a quarterback. Green Bay has a quarterback. Tampa has a quarterback. Seattle has a quarterback for now. Washington doesn't have a quarterback. Neither New York team. They're hoping they have one. They don't know. The haves and the have-nots. And when you have a quarterback, you're halfway there already. Dallas has a quarterback. Now, they may not value him the way Kansas City or Green Bay or Tampa values their guys. They shouldn't yet because he's not on that level yet. But he's very good, and maybe he's trending toward there. And the bottom line is they've now reached the deadline. Either you're going to remain a team with a quarterback or you're going to be like the bottom feeders looking for one. And I can't believe that Jerry Jones, having been beaten in the negotiation, because Stephen A., this franchise tag, you can't prorate it, amortize it over time.
37 now. It's going to be $50 million next year. Yeah.
So that's why does he want more years? He wants it to be less of a cap hit, to spread it out more years. Then you redo the deal and keep kicking the can down the road. But Jerry Jones has backed himself into this situation, and he is going to have to admit, I got beat in the negotiation. I think his ego can handle it. He has said on the record, I mentioned this earlier, every single one of the best deals he ever made in his career, he overpaid. Mm-hmm. But he's admitting, but those were the best deals. So I'm saying he's going to do it, Stephen A., because the moment he admits he lost, he wins. He gets his quarterback.
I got to confess to you, Max Kellerman, on a personal level, man, I've been very uncomfortable having this conversation about Dak Prescott for as long as we've been having it. Because as much as I love to troll Cowboy fans, I'm dead serious when I say I have nothing against the Cowboys. It's the fans. The Dallas Cowboy fans really are disgusting and nauseating to me. I really don't like them. You understand what I'm saying? Old, young, black, white, I don't give a damn who they are. I've never met a Cowboy fan I actually like. I really do. I really mean I can't stand them.
I don't mean to sound anti-Cowboy, but some of your best friends are Cowboys fans.
You could say that, yeah, and I don't like them. When the subject of the Cowboys come up, I don't return their phone calls. I don't talk to them. The only person that I can tolerate is Michael Irvin because, damn it, you won Super Bowls with him. You have every right to be the cheerleader that you are because you're the playmaker. You're Michael Irvin. He's the lone exception. But the average Joe American citizen out here who's a Cowboy fan, I find them to be utterly disgusting when it comes to the subject of the Cowboys. Male and female, fine, ugly, it don't matter. I don't give a damn who you are. If you're a Cowboy fan, when it comes to
usually
about
fine,
I don't like
excuses it,
That's
but
right.
in this case, no.
I don't like them. But I'll tell you this. When it comes to Jerry Jones, here's the part that really bothers me. Max Kellerman, I got to confess to you, I genuinely like the man. I had the pleasure of meeting him a few years ago. We talked when we was doing something for up fronts with ESPN. We talked again at the Super Bowl part. I mean, Jerry Jones is a fascinating guy. He's great to talk to. He actually gave me a birthday wish. He's my Libra brother. You know what I'm saying? His October 13th. I'm October 14th. I'm very, very, very fond of this man. And I actually, if he were to end up winning, it would just sicken me to my stomach because of the Dallas Cowboy fans I have to deal with. But him, I would actually be happy for him. But what bothers me is when I have to talk about him with Dak Prescott because I truly, truly believe if this were Tony Romo, you'd have had this done already. And I didn't like his position. You know how he disappeared and went AWOL when the whole social justice movement came about because I'm like, you front and center then. Where the hell are you now? And then the Dak Prescott thing, you know what? You taking these positions, but you didn't do it with Tony Romo. It really bothered me because I really, really like him. But it bothers me.
Let's real talk, as the kids say. When you bring that up, I always think, does race have something to do with it, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's one thing to pay black players. Mm-hmm. It's another thing to pay African-American quarterbacks or coaches because that's That's who gets the airtime. That's who represents the team. That's who the leader is, right? That's why there was always bars set against black quarterbacks, really. How much of it do you think is that? And I know it's unknowable how much race plays into it. And how much of it is just that in Tony Romo's case, the dude had next-level charisma. Like, when you bring up Romo, it's not simply that he's some quarterback. It's that he's so charismatic, he gets $17 million a year to talk on TV.
Let me answer that quickly because I know we got to go. Jerry Jones from Arkansas, and Jerry Jones, Southern roots, he's a billionaire, all of this other stuff. And I know people want to lean to that, and maybe there's some truth to it in terms of the level of control he likes to exercise. But I'm not going to be unfair to Jerry Jones. I know plenty of black players who swear by him and talk about the kind of man that he is,
all the players,
and how he's been supportive. And I know it's a pleasure and an honor to know him and to talk to him. I got nothing negative to say about Jerry Jones in that regard. What I would say about the Tony Romo thing, and Tony Romo's charisma is off the charts. You're absolutely right about that. My issue with Jerry Jones is, in the end, if you know you would do something for Tony Romo, with Dak Prescott, I don't know what the reason is, but I do know this. You have not been fair to this man. Because from the time that Dak Prescott walked through the door, maybe because he was succeeding Tony Romo, you haven't given him a fair shake. And I resent that. Because I don't think Dak is the kind of guy that deserves it. He's been a model citizen. He's been exemplary off the field to play. The only blemish on Dak Prescott's entire career thus far is him throwing a little gathering at the start of COVID-19. That's
all
about
it. All I'm saying is it could confuse the situation because he's following Romo as opposed to some other quarterback.
Exactly, and I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not going to accuse Jerry Jones of something like that. I just know that he likes his power and he likes the control. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.